Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Us in My Life. Love you and cause I love you so much. Oh, 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 I just love you. I just like help. I just like help. I just like you too. I just like you. I just love you. Happy New Year. I love you. Say goodbye.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is afternoon here in New Jersey. We just passed 12 noon, and I hope you're all having a great day. My name is Bob Oakley. I'm the host of the Hope Talk Radio show every Thursday for 1 hour from 12 noon to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And we have the show broadcast 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and the same time, 12 noon, 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Since we just got off of daylight savings time here, we're an hour earlier because the clock was moved back, and but it's still 12 o'clock noon. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, the show today is oriented towards the family unit, and we try to talk about families, and we talk about things that are going on in our families and how we're raising our children and all different aspects of family relationships with husband and wife and all those kinds of things. And we welcome you, any of you that might be listening on the internet. If you want to dial in and talk to us on the show, that's fine too. The number to dial in is area 714-816-4686. That's 714-816-4686. So we'd love to hear from you, and there's no anything you talk about on the show is completely confidential. We don't we don't share it with anybody other than the people that happen to be listening on the show. If you want to share it with us and with them, that's fine. That's your choice. But anyway, and we don't exclude anyone. I want you to understand that too. That this is an open forum, and everybody's invited. We don't exclude anybody, whether they're from Harvard or Yale or just got out of jail. We don't care. You know, we welcome you, and we will talk with you, and we will help you if you want us to. It's completely voluntary on your part. I've been working with some people for over 40 years on different programs, and So I have a lot of background in it and a lot of experience in working with people and helping them to resolve issues and to come up with solutions for any problems, any situations they might have in their life. So we do it with sincerity, with honesty, and with love. I love the people I work with. I love the people that I'm not working with yet. But so anyway, it's the way it works. And our motto is helping people and helping them to help other people. We use a pay it forward philosophy with that, where I can work with you and you and you and you, and I can help you to work with other people and work with you along with you in helping those other people. So we are available in over 100 countries right now, and this program is growing. It's growing very rapidly, and it's been around for more than 15 years now, for close to 20 years. This broadcast is probably closer to the 15-year period, but some of the programs that we're affiliated with have been around much longer than that. For example, the Golden Rule Society, we have a direct affiliation with the Golden Rule Society. We work very closely together. Captain Len Kane, who founded that, and his wife have founded that organization over 50 years ago, and they have been helping people all around the world. And he's been nominated, I think, 5 times now for the Nobel Peace Prize, and he came in second on one of those. But they continue to nominate him, and I pray that he will someday receive that. But he's received all kinds of accolades and accomplishments. He's been recognized for so many of his accomplishments, and so we are very happy to be affiliated with him and to work together with Captain Len Kane. He was a 25-year Navy captain, and he was in the reserves for years after that, and he was also he was a Navy pilot, and he was also a commercial pilot for many years. So he's been around, and he's been very active in helping other people, and that's why we're affiliated with him, because that's what we do also, and we can see a lot of synergy between what they do and what we do. And there are many other organizations like Easter Seals and New York City Relief and various other organizations that we are affiliated with and we work closely with, and various companies that we work with. A company called Alticor, which we work with, and it's a company that we help people in business and help them to develop an online business. And there's a lot of other organizations that we work with. So when I talk about helping people, there are 8 main areas that we call the pillars of our organization that we help people in. It could be in housing, it could be in clean air and water, it could be in helping them to improve their financial situation. It could be in a business that they may want to start, or health and wellness. All different areas that we can help people in, and that we have expertise. And it's not done by myself. We have a whole team of people that work on it. And if someone has an issue in their life that they need help with, and I don't have expertise in that area, I will refer them to someone who can help them in that area. That's how we work. We work together as a team, and we work together with the focus on you and you and you and you, whoever you are. We have the focus on you and not on us, because we believe that that's what the good Lord wants us to do, and that's why we're doing it that way. We believe that He's in control, and He's leading us to helping other people and bringing other people into us that we can work with. And so anybody that wants to can register into the Hope Collection. There's a very simple registration. You go into a site called OptimizeMyLife.com, OptimizeMyLife.com, and then click on a button called Register, and there's about half a dozen questions that you have to answer. Things like what your name is, if you can remember that, and a few items like that. Who referred you to the site? We ask for that because we would like to know who comes in when we refer them. So and that's why it's set up that way. But it's a very simple registration, and there's absolutely no charge. It's free to register into the Hope Collection, and you can be in there for life if you want to. It's the same way with the Golden Rule Society. It's free, and many of the other organizations that we're helping and we're working with. So I think it's important that you all understand that what we're trying to do is to help people and to help them with the least impact on them. where they can get involved in some program. Like for example, there's a travel program that's available in both the Golden Rule Society and in the Hope Collection. So people can get involved in that program and make some money and help other people with their travel and help them to save money on their travel. So that's very important. I see a friend of mine, Larry, has come on. Hi, Larry. How you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. God is good. He's keeping us. He's keeping us going, because he knows we're helping people, and so he's going to keep us around as long as we keep working towards helping people, because that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to help others. So anyway, I spent on the election day, I spent 15 and a half hours as a poll worker. That's the first time I've ever done that in my life. But I thought I'd try it out and see how it worked out. I was very pleased. I was pretty tired at the end, and as well as the other workers were all pretty tired. But the turnout this year was very low, and the reason it was low was because we had early voting in just about every state in the country. So I think almost half of the voters across the country voted early. This is the first time I ever voted early. I voted on the first day of early voting here in New Jersey, which was October 26th. And then I was going to help with the early voting, but the people that were setting it up for the early voting, they had over 200 applications for just our county. The county that I live in is Warren County, and they had over 200 applications for that. So they did not select me for that, but they did assign me to the general election, which I was very happy. Since it was the first time I did it, I had to learn the process. I went through a 1.5 hour training session earlier in the month of October, and but by the time I got to the actual general election, at my age, I forgot a lot of the things that we learned. But anyway, I picked it up pretty quick, and the guys and the gals that were there with me, there were 4 of us sitting at a table, getting the people check out their availability that they could vote, and also getting them set up where they could go into the voting booth and actually vote. So it was a lot of fun. I met a lot of people that I know because I've lived in this community for over 40 years, and so a lot of people that I know personally were there, and they voted. In fact, your son was there, right, Larry?
Yep.
Larry's son Lawrence, who is also very active in the community with Larry. And so he voted. Was that the first time he voted, Larry?
No, he's voted before.
Oh, okay. I didn't even ask him that when he came up, but well, that's good. That's great. See, I believe that we have a responsibility as members of the community. We have a responsibility to vote in elections, because if we want to have the right people elected in a community and in the federal government, then we need to take part in it. And otherwise, we can't complain if we don't vote. There's no way to complain, because we haven't made our voice known, made our feelings known. That's why we've been given that responsibility from day one when this country was started. That each of us could in the beginning, in the early beginning of our country, over 250 years ago, not everybody could vote. The African American people couldn't vote. The slaves couldn't vote. Women couldn't vote. But over the years, that was all changed by new articles to the Constitution of our country. So that's an area that today, if you are qualified to vote, you should vote. I know one of my granddaughters. It's actually my grandson. I mean, one of my grandsons he turned 18 this year, and so he registered and he was able to vote. And he and his family went on the early voting also, and they so I was very, very pleased with that, and they went the same day I did. It was the wife and the husband and the son, and they all voted that day on the 26th of October. And there was a pretty good turnout for that early voting when we went, because we had to wait almost an hour in the line to get into the place. And but anyway, it was well worth it. I was happy I did it, and I was happy that the state set that up for us. So anyway, I see another friend of mine, Gary. How are you doing today?
How are you, Mr. Oakley? Okay. Don't mind me. I'm still in the laundromat doing my wifely chores.
Well, we got to do that sometimes. If we don't.
I know. I know that.
We don't have any clothes left to wear.
Hey Bob, can I say something?
Yeah.
I was listening. I was listening to what you were saying. And I was listening to Kamala Harris's speech, and yesterday, when you think about it, Election Day, November 5th, democracy prevailed. It really did.
Right.
The election process in America proved that, okay, this is the process. It works. Everybody went to the polls. They spoke their piece. They spoke their minds. And they elected a new president, all right? And when she said that, well, we need to fight for democracy, and we need to fight for our freedom, and we need to fight for our rights, that's insightful. And to me, that's not even the fabric of our country. So what she was saying is totally against everything what democracy stands for. It was. I listened to that. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Gary.
Yes,
I appreciate your input, but I don't want to get political on this call. We try to keep people collected, non-political.
No, that's all right. That's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah. So I understand what you're saying, and but anyway, I would prefer if we all talk about our families and talk about our things that we're the values that we have, that we help our children, and those kinds of things, And
right, that's
so
fine.
anyway, I know you've done a lot of work with your mother and father. They were very elderly, and they had lived a long time in their life. And I know the last number of years you took care of them yourself, because nobody else in the family wanted to do that. So
right.
Talk a little bit about that, if you would, how that worked out.
Well, I had a conversation yesterday with someone I recently met, and I explained. I says, it's funny. I says, we don't know. None of us know how life is going to throw curveballs at us. And then in addition to that, I said, so when it comes to a situation where now it's your mother, your father, it could even be a wife or a husband, but, it's a choice you need to make. And I'm going to be honest with you. I said this the other day. If it wasn't for the good Lord to carry me through everything that I did, everything, I don't know where I would be, because I'll be honest with you, it was a hard task. It wasn't an easy task. But I would tell you I would do it all over again. And that being said, what I'm trying to bring out to you is that it was tough, but it was also a fulfilling thing because, you know, when I worked in my life, I never really got to know my two parents that well. So in those last years, 6 years, I got to really know them as not just my mother and my father, but as my friends, as somebody I could laugh and joke with and share good and bad times with, and that means a lot. It really does. And that's why I said
it was also a learning experience for you, Gary, right? A learning experience.
A learning experience I will never live down throughout the rest of my life. No. I'll be honest. I always reflect on it. Yes. Yes. It was a very intuitive learning experience. You know. But I know they're in heaven now, and they watch over me. And that being said, life now is taking a new road, a different path, and like I said, life is not a straight line. It's like a roller coaster. Right. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Yeah. It's never a straight line because I hear folks complain, well, why should I do this or why should I do that? Well, there is no why. I mean, sometimes we just got to do it. Yeah, I mean, we just got to do it. So it's the way it goes.
And many times, life, God puts challenges in our way so that we can grow. We can grow in our faith and in our spiritual life. We can grow, and He gives these challenges to us to help us in that way. And I've had many challenges in my life, and with a very large family. In fact, my mom lived with us for about 5 years of her the last time she was on this earth. Anyway, tell everybody how old your parents were when they passed.
Well, Dad was 105. And Mom was 100. So, like now, November the 18th, Dad would have made 107. So you got to remember, he was born in 1917. And, you know, they saw, and that's what I was trying to explain to you. They saw a lot of things in their life that we probably never even experienced. And so they had so much, they had so much wisdom from the time of the Depression era, the time of the war, I mean, on and on and on. And so that being said, like you say to yourself, well, you know, they didn't have the technologies that we have today where blog talk radio. No. I mean, they used to go to the local candy store and talk to somebody or whatever. I mean, I don't even think there were telephones. But what I'm trying to bring about their ages, for their age, they had very sound minds for their age. Yep.
And I remember when you used to bring them into church every weekend. You would when they both needed a wheelchair. So you'd bring in one of them first on the wheelchair, and they'd get positioned in the pew, and then you'd go out and get the other one and bring that one in. So
you remember that?
It really impressed me when I saw that, how you were helping your parents.
Bob,
I believe that in the good book it says we should honor our parents and we should help them in any way they need help. So that's what you were doing, and I commend you for that. So great job.
You know, and I thank you. You know, my father, one time I was washing him up in the bathroom, and he said to me, he says, you know, Gary, he says, you take care of me. And he says, excuse me, I'm choking up here. He goes, if it wasn't for you, he goes, I don't know where I'd be. Excuse me, guys, I'm losing it a little bit here. What I'm trying to bring out to you is that, you know, all of us are going to get old someday if we're that blessed. And we should be thankful that we've got someone to care, you know, and love for us, you know, at that time, because I know there's a lot of folks out there that don't have anybody. I know that.
Yeah, I know. And so that I'm going to bring on another one of our guests here, a very good friend of mine from the Atlanta, Georgia area, my friend Country Boy. How you doing today, Country Boy?
Hey, good, old man. How you guys doing?
Well,
very well,
we're
thank
off the
you.
chart.
Wow.
Doing laundry.
Wow. I was just thinking while Gary was talking too, old man, about how when Gary said there's no straight lines in life. Yeah, every now and then, because life is full of all kinds of things, all types of obstacles, all types of detours. And please believe me when I say this, the divine creator is not trying to figure out how to get us through life and get us to our destiny. We have to keep in mind that he is the omnipotent one. So whatever we go through in life / and or with our families, it's no mystery to God.
Yep.
But we have to grow through, and it's a journey. Life is a journey of good and bad. Good versus evil. At the elementary level, it says, and I quote, and I'm not pushing religions on people either because I'm just like you, old man. I understood a long time ago that life is nothing but a series of choices that we make. Yep. You get a chance to choose who you worship, who you pray to, what day you pray to them on, how long you pray to them. Those are all individual things. And I hate to even do this, but I don't think I've ever done it in my whole life, set the conversation of religion, if I can use that man-made word, right next to politics. Whoa, tricky, shaky, quicksand kind of ground. So I'm glad, old man, when we're talking family, it's a political thing that you don't have to vote your family members if they got the same blood type as you, whether you like them or not, whether you want to go to the grocery store or go to the poll or go to the club or go to the golf club with them. They're still family. So that choice, that is one of the only things that I know of in life, and I stand to be corrected, that you don't get a chance to choose who your family members are, which means that at that first level of what I call faith, not religion, I quote, and you can quote me, one must, that's not even optional when it says must, one must believe that I am. So elementary faith, regardless on what part of the world you reside in or what state, whether it's hot or cold, wherever you are, one must believe. And then at a certain point of your life, you can't stay there because you got to grow. You got to grow your faith. And when you grow your faith from elementary level to middle school level is what I call it, one will eventually know. You went from believing to knowing, country boy? Yeah. Because if you've been through a few things, you've been to the hospital a few times, you went up the hill and the hill was muddy, you stubbed your toe, you made it bloody, you will eventually know put some shoes on next time, boy. There's a few things that we go through in life to where you reach a certain part of your life and you just know. You ever heard anybody say, oh, man, if I would have only knew then what I know now. I apologize, y'all. That was too big lift truck. So if I only knew what I know now. So you graduate from believing to knowing, and please believe me when I say this. When you reach about 90, 95, 100, running 105 a mile an hour, then guess what? You have just entered the trust zone. You went from believing to knowing to trusting. Wow, what a strong faith. But see, it don't stop there. You go from there to trusting, but there's another dimension to where the divine creator might trust you to take care of your family, might trust you to have to decide, I can't be here all the time. I'm going to have to put them in assisted living. You know those kind of things, which brings me to my last point, Oak Man. Knowledge. Please hear that word, because we're in the information stage, and knowledge is power. So if you were writing notes today, just write knowledge and put a little equal sign, and right next to it write down information. But see, there's certain things about growing through life you may not understand. Did y'all hear that word? You may not understand. Did you hear under? That kind of snuck it in there. Understand why you're going through, but after a while you start to comprehend. Oh, is that too big a word to use on the airwaves? Comprehend. So when you understand, you comprehend what it is that you're supposed to know how to take care of your wife, take care of your grandkids, 20-some grandkids. Don't tell me they taught you that in school, Oak Man. You kind of learned that along the way. Made a few mistakes along the way. Gave them too much candy too late in the evening. That's a good thing. Candy's a good thing, but too much of it ain't good for you. Then you start to understand these things, and you get kind of spiritual at one point and say, I'm connected myself with the almighty creator who knows all and understands. That's why it says in the scripture, we lean not to our own understanding. But see, we keep growing, and then you get a gray hair like Greg. You do have gray hair, Oak Man. Then please believe me when I say that gray hairs come with wisdom. You get a gray hair or two, but please understand the word wisdom means application. That's if I only knew then what I know now. Now you know better, can do better. You can apply some of that wisdom, and then you won't be at this point of your life asking, why me? I'm going to open up this question. I'm going to throw it back over to you, Oak Man. People out there that are going through some things right now, if you still haven't grown your faith to the level to where you pop a question mark in your own head and said, why me? Let me ask you a question, then I'll hush. If not you, then who? Back you, Oak Man.
Thank you, Country Boy. That was great. I appreciate it. You know, good Lord has given us the ability to make choices. He's given us the opportunity to go a certain way at one time in our life, and then another certain way in a time in our life. And he's given us that ability to make those choices, and we can choose whether we want to be good or we want to be evil. That's up to us. We can choose that. And but he encourages us, and he gives us. He'll answer prayers, because I pray to him all the time, and I get answers into my prayers. They may not always come the way we want them or the way we ask for them, but they may come. Usually, they'll come even in a better way of solving a problem we might have in our life. So I think it's very important that we understand that, and he tells us. He says, "Pray if you would, ask and you shall receive." And like I said, it may not necessarily come the way we want it, but it might come in a much better way, and the outcome will probably be a much better outcome. So anyway, I want to give Larry a chance to talk a little bit. Larry, I know you've done a lot of work with your son Lawrence, and maybe you could just kind of give us a little rundown of what kinds of things you've been helping him with in his life.
Oh, well, the one thing that happened to him was that he was made the poster child of the Elks, and you know, it was really a great time for him, because he was able to go, out to the different Elks lodges and being a special child, that he really had a great time. And what also happened was that this other child he wasn't going to all these events they were having at all these Elks Lodges, and I found out that the guy that was in charge wasn't, giving him the information and letting him go. So I says, well, what the heck? Let me go ahead and I took over, for this other child, and the other child, he started going to these events, but he missed probably about 3 or 4 months, of these things. But like I said, when he started going, he had a great time, and it's something that the Elks do. They have the poster child every year. They have 4 poster children, for 4 different areas. And it was funny because...
And he's also been very active in the Knights of Columbus also, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's another thing, too. Yep. He gets, when the Knights of Columbus, we, do a lot of things for the church, the Catholic Church. And, we stand guard over, when somebody passes away. And in fact, we just went over to a funeral, and believe it or not, the guy who the funeral for his birthday is August 6th, 1948, and I was born August 17th, 1948. And but he was a really a great guy. He did so much for the church. And he was a very he was a veteran, and one thing he did is he always helped out veterans. He was a very good guy, and so it was nice that that we were able to do something for him in his memory. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, I appreciate all that you do, Larry. I know we've worked together on a number of different projects, and I know you've been doing a lot of work with your son in the church. There's some renovation going on in our church and in our center where we do the education of the children. And Larry and his son have been doing a lot of work there, and that's very important. Because you're all the time you're teaching your son to reach out and to help other people, and so I thank you for that. I thank you for what you're doing, and I know God is looking down on you and looking down on Gary and looking down on Country Boy and all of us. He's looking down on us, and he's saying, "Way to go, way to go." You've done wonderful things, and thank you for all of that. And I know that Larry, you're a veteran, and Gary's a veteran. Country, are you a veteran also?
I'm sorry, Oak Man, I was muted. Let me just say that I'm a veteran in life. I never was in the military, but I trained at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, for not 32 weeks, but 36 weeks of boot camp. So to answer your question, am I a veteran? I'm a veteran in the child care industry. I've only spent 42 years of my life working with handicapped, handy-capable, schizophrenic, bipolar, crackhead kids. Before they had PDS, I had 7 uncles to go to the military, and 2 of them came home alive, and 2 of them became alcoholics. So am I a veteran learning how to deal with 2 veteran uncles that has been in the military and lost a whole platoon standing right next to them? Yeah, I'm a veteran. I'm a veteran when it comes to growing things. because I have not just a master's degree in agriculture. I have over 200 acres where we grow corn. We grow collard greens and kale greens and mustard greens and all kinds of things that we grow this time of year that people can't afford groceries. They get a chance to come to my field, not the battlefield, the farming field, and picking up pawpaws. I guarantee you none of you ever heard of what a pawpaw. We way down yonder picking up pawpaws, putting them in a basket. I'm a veteran to being a spiritual man of God. We don't waste Easter to take eggs around. I have a friend of mine that has an egg hatchery, and he only produces 30,000 eggs a month. So he brings me 180 double yolk eggs per week. What do you think Country Boy does with 180 eggs a week? I bet I don't eat that many, and it ain't close enough to Easter now to try to save them. Pay it forward. Wow. We all become veterans in life based on our calling and what it is they're willing to do, because there are certain things you can learn, there are certain things you can be taught, and there are certain things that you've been just given, Gary. There's certain things that you've just been given, Larry. There's certain things that Ron Clayton can do. There's certain things that Rick Reese can do. All of us have it. Did y'all not study hard enough in the elementary school when they said they design? We. Oh, y'all need an interpreter? We means yes. Yes, we can do and accomplish things together, whether you within the military fighting a battle. And then Lynn Kane, he was a veteran, but guess what? When he got out of the military, he didn't come home and stop. The man is fighting right here on the ground at home by sharing kindness across America. I had a lady one day, man, we was on the radio. She said, well, Country Boy, you're such a great pastor. Where's your church? I didn't want to laugh at the lady there, but I was a compliment and a curveball at the same time. I was like, where do I pastor at? Yep. I think they call it Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, right.
To 97 countries and 66 languages, and I don't speak Chinese. I'm gonna land very lightly and gracefully. Please understand, I make jokes about it all the time. You hear me say it fast, and sometimes I say it 3 times back to back to back to back to back. That God made you in His own image, His own image, His own image. There ain't nobody designed in this world can do what you do, like you do, when you do what you do, and we feel honored, privileged. Just to be able to do anything with you. And the last one, man, we got people that do call in, log in from different parts of the world. Bob's way up there in Jersey. Ron's way up there in New York. Lynn Kane's way out in California on the west side. Country Boy's way over here on the east side. Rick Reese is down in South Carolina. So we have been able to be blessed enough as one big, giant, loving family to be able to, I forgot to tell you, it's not what you know, it's who you know. We know that we have one, a lot of things in common. One major one is we're about our Father's business. Y'all want me to say that one more time? Y'all heard that part, we are about our Father's business. And because He's who He is, King of Kings and Lord of Lords, He strategically allows us to have super friends, is what I call them, man. We're super friendly, we're super kind, but we work together to help bless humankind. And strategically enough, we've been able to take the best of the best from the north, the south, the east, and the west, and allow every single person to come in, Larry, and love their very, very best. Oh, I forgot to tell you, anything less than that is absolutely unacceptable. So we're calling y'all out, regardless of where you live, regardless of where you worship, regardless of where your kids go to school. We're calling out every man, every woman, every boy, and every girl. We're getting ready to come together before Christmas and help make for a better world.
Okay.
Back to you, Oak Man.
Yeah, we were all born in God's image, but you know, He did make us all differently. He gave us different skills and different abilities and different motivation for helping other people. So I agree, and you and I, country, have a lot similarities in our lifetime, and the things that we've done, and the experiences that we've had, and the growth that we've had. We both are very, very much alike in that way, and so I'm not a veteran either, and I was married very young, and I had 2 children, and when I went to the draft board to sign up, because my older brother had signed up a few years earlier, so when I went to sign up, they said, "Oh, we can't take you. We're going to reclassify you as a 3A father," because I already had 2 children by that time when I was 19 years old. And so the guy there said, "Well, no, we'll reclassify you. Everybody else will go first, and then if we need you, we'll call you." But he said you probably won't be called, and I wasn't. So anyway,
wow. I didn't mean to walk on you, Oak Man, but I've heard that before. That little cliche used before in life: "Don't call us, we'll call you."
Yeah.
But I ain't never heard nobody to announce it like that, Oak Man. They don't want me. Go, you need to go be on the other team. See, that's why. The reason I wanted to interrupt you, Oak Man, is sometimes we are raised, and not picking on the parents. The kid went through high school, went to college, graduated from college with a degree, went into the dentistry industry, just like his dad, just like his granddad had been before him. And then all of a sudden, something tragic happened. We won't talk about the bad. But then his father told him, "I need you to come home. I need to have a serious talk with you, country boy." Say, "You're out there fixing teeth, but I need to apologize to you because all those years of raising you up the best that I knew how to do, I failed you." And the kid's face had this puzzled look on it. He said, "I forgot to ask you, what is it in life that you really love? What in life are you purpose-driven to do that nobody else can do?" And I never ask you that. So the man's in his late 70s now, and his health is kind of failing and going down the other way. So he said he wanted to make sure and clear the air, whatever that meant. I guess that's another cliche, too, if he knows how to clear the air, between him and his son. And he really wanted to know if he could have done it all over again. Could I have been a better father? And he said, "I answered that question before I asked my son. I could have been a better father by raising him up with certain spirituality things that he needed to know." That's what churches and mosques and institutions like that are for, to help grow your faith. But I never one time in my life remember asking my son, "Oak Man, what do you really want to do?" And he said, "Pops, I'm in the military now. I'm not a dentist anymore. I haven't been in the last 10 years. I play in the band."
Yeah.
Huh? You mean you're not a dentist? No. You play in a band? Why in the world would you do something like that? Let me drop a cliff note on you guys that missed my point. He lived our whole lifetime almost until he got old enough and wise enough, and if he knew then what his heart was telling him to do, in the heart is truly where it starts. I like blessing people. I like fixing teeth. He said I couldn't fix enough teeth to please what my spirit was telling me to do. His spirit was telling him to be in the band and play music. Oh, Let me tell you about music. Music sends out a vibration, a different frequency. Different music will make your heart beat to a different rhythm. Oh, let me tell you about music. Music has the power to speak an international language without you uttering one single word. Let me tell you about music. Music can say I love you without writing it down and sending them a box of candies. My point being, when I said you have been uniquely designed and crafted, it took him a lot of years, went to a lot of colleges and learning institutions and traded from Catholic to Presbyterian and from Presbyterian to this religion. And he was bounced around and moved over here and adjusted his spirit to be in this environment and adjusted his spirit to be in eat this kind of food. That's what life is, y'all. And please believe me, when you come from the manufacturer, he has put in you every single thing that you need in order to do what your life-given purpose is. So it doesn't matter whether you graduated from Harvard or Yale or just got out of jail, or if you was like Country Boy. I had to go to school on the short bus. but when I graduated on the big bus. Back to you, old man, before I start making a mockery of this thing. I hope you guys are understanding that can't nobody love like you love, can't nobody nurture like you, and sometimes they got something in life, old man, I think people know them as cheerleaders. They don't even run fast. They don't even have to catch a touchdown or score a three-point play. They cheer the ones on that are doing the game. So whatever your role is, whether you was designed to be the center and do absolutely nothing except be one of the most important people on the field, they think the quarterback is. Last example, old man. People that like sports, I know a lot about sports, but do you know what I learned a long time ago, old man? The most important man on the field, if you polled a bunch of people, everybody would say the quarterback. If you polled some other people that have running abilities, they would tell you that the most important person on the field is a running back. To another group of people, they might say it's the person that runs way down there fast and outruns everybody and catches the ball while it's flying through the air. But most people, if they really knew the truth of the matter, is the most important man on the field, right in the center, the heart of everything, is called the center. Some people call it the center. But guess what? Even though you have a great quarterback, he cannot do not one thing, Oak Man, until the center snaps him the ball. And do you know that he's the most important blocker? My point being, you do not have to be in the spotlight. You do not have to wait for somebody to give you a plaque, a certificate, or a trophy. And sometimes you have to bring your own amens with you when you're taking care of friends and family. Because sometimes they might show up with an ungrateful attitude. But when you're walking a purpose-driven life, whether you was born on the north side or the south side, or whether you live in a penthouse or apartment, just do what you do because God designed you that way. In closing, Oak Man, it's given in his image. Let me tell you what his image is. He says, I am that I am that I am. He said it 3 times in case so you wouldn't miss it. I am love. Did y'all hear that word? No. But let me tell you about love. Love is not love until one gives it away. So regardless of where you live in the world, if you want to experience some love today, then you start by going out and giving some love away. I was telling the old people to practice it. I was telling the young people to practice it. Oh, then I forgot to tell them. Practice doesn't mean you get perfect. Practice means you only get better and better and better, whatever it is that you do. Here's a twist, and I'm done. Practice doing unto others before before they do unto you. Because when you give somebody some love, some hope, that's what we do over here, and some kindness, eventually it will come right back to you. We have no hidden agendas. We have no hidden motives on what we do. Tell them after I tell them, Mope, man, so they'll hear it from two different voices. Over here at the Hope Foundation, we help people so that they can help other people. It's kind of like a blessing.
Amen.
To be a blessing.
Amen.
Back to you, Oakland.
Thank you, Country. That was great. Listen, you mentioned something about about what we tell our children. It's something I don't know why I started doing this when I first had children. And as I said earlier, I had children at a very young age because I think God was telling me all along the way what to do to help out my kids. But anyway, one of the things that I did with my children, I told them, I said, look, I've chosen what I want to do in my life, but I said I can't choose for you what you want to do in your life. I said you have to decide that. And I told him, I said, look, you think about what it is that you want to do or things that you want to do in your life. But I said I would two things that I told them that I thought they should do, and one is to continue to develop their spiritual growth all of their life. Continue to grow spiritually all of their life, and depend a lot on the Lord to help them along the way. And I told them that if they want to be a doctor, they have to decide that they want to be a doctor, and they have to be willing to put out the effort to become that. They have to get the education that's necessary and the certification and all those kinds of things. If they want to be a school teacher, they have to do the same thing. And I've told all of them, I tried to impress on them that I can't do it for them, but God can help them along the way. But I can help them financially to do what they want to do, but I can't help them to do the work that's necessary to accomplish what it is they want to do and what they want to be in their life. And it's worked out with all of my children. It's worked out very well. They all have a professional area that they're involved in, and whether it's a medical profession, whether it's a teaching profession, whether it's a business profession, whatever that is, whatever they're in, they have accomplished it. And I've been a coach along the way. That's all I did along the way is coach them. And if they run into some situation, I would help them out with that, and nurture them along the way. And I am very, very pleased that the good Lord has given them the skills that they need and the motivation to do what they need to do. And they're all helping other people. They're all in professions where they're helping other people, whether it's a legal profession, whether it's a medical profession, whether it's a teaching profession, whatever it is, whether it's business profession, they're all helping people every single day. And I'm so happy and so proud to be able to have my children doing that and putting other people ahead in a lot of different ways that they're helping them. Gary Larry, we only have a short bit of time, so I want you to maybe say some last words, if you would, please, and then Country, you can close it out for us.
It's a very simple phrase that's in the Bible that says you reap what you sow. So Country Boy was saying about to give love. Well, that's it. I mean, you reap what you sow. So if you don't reap anything, you're not going to sow, that's it. You know what I mean? And that's what life is all about. I mean, respect, love, humility, that's what life is about. Everything else, forget about it, But, Larry, I throw it over to you.
Well, thank you. Only I can say is, this hour went like just like that. It's unbelievably fast because of, all the things that you said and all the things that you do. It's unbelievable. And keep up the good work.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Larry.
Well, I know
Country, you want
that
to close
again.
out? You want to close out for us? Go ahead.
Okay, I'll make it really quick because I know we probably got less than 2 minutes. So I'll talk real fast if you guys listen real fast. There's a very powerful lesson that everybody has to learn in life themselves. And if I had to short sum it, I would call it patience. Things may not work out the way that you want when you want them, but I can assure you, because I read it in the Word and I believe it, that all things work together for the good. It's regardless on whether you fail. I have never talked to a successful person in my life that haven't failed a whole bunch of times. That's just part of the wisdom that one gets in arriving to wherever God wants you to be. And you heard me say earlier, God is not trying to figure out how to get you to your destiny. The things that you're going through in your own individual lives is to prepare you for the destiny that He's already prepared. And then my last one, when they say raise a child up, I'm proud of my sons, both of them. Brian is 35. They call him entrepreneur of the state of Georgia. He only owns 32 different businesses in Atlanta. My youngest son, Bryson, who's 28, he owns 14 different businesses, and they put their businesses together. So a lot of people live a whole lifetime trying to meet their heroes. Well, I'm happy to say that I raised mine. My last little cliff note for you is I've always been a teacher and taught people that practice does not make perfection. There's only one who walked the planet with perfection, and we know who that was. Practice doesn't make perfect, but practice creates a habit of excellence. When they used to ask me, why do you always get up so early? Why are you always working in the dark? Why are you out there working in the rain? Country boy does what most people could do if they only would. So there's certain things that only you can do if you only will. Practice it. It doesn't mean you're going to get perfect. You create an attitude of excellence, hoping somebody will see you in your excellence, and maybe your light will shine light upon them. Do unto others before they do unto you, because when you give that love, that hope, that kindness, and if you let your little light shine, unconsciously it would allow somebody else to let their little light shine too. Smile, Oak Man, and the world will smile back at you.
Amen.
Oak.
Amen. That was good.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate all of you. We love you all.
All right.
Have a great day.
God bless
you.
Appreciate you, Jeremy.
God bless y'all. All right now.
All right, Gary, I'll be talking to you, and Larry, I'll be talking to you also. So we'll see you guys. Well, folks, that's our show for today. And we talked a lot about the family, and we talked a lot about other things that are going on, spiritual things, but that's what we're all about. I think in order for someone to accomplish more in their life, they need first of all, they need the counsel of the good Lord, and I call it that because it's usually if you pray, you're going to get an answer, and you may not get the answer that you want, but you're going to get an answer. And so anyway, I am committed to helping anybody that wants help and anybody that has issues they're dealing with in their life. So God bless you all, and God bless America, and God bless whatever country you're in. Where you're at, and so you all have a great day, and tomorrow's going to be another great show with Captain Len Kane, and he's the founder of the Golden Rule Society, and also Ron Clayton, who's the president of the Hope Collection, and on the board, and I happen to be on the board also. But anyway, he's our leader, And so those two people are, and I highly recommend that you dial in tomorrow, 714-816-4686. And Ron and Len will be happy to talk with you. And they're going to give you a lot of information about programs that we have that will help you. So you all have a great day, and God bless you, as I said. I'm signing off now. This is Bob Oakley, and we'll be talking to you again. Bye. Thank you. Get off of here.